You only have a Lambretta if you've got a van.
Yeah.
Fuck off, dude.
Originally got into scooters through the film Quadrophenia. Obviously, all the scooters in it and all the party stuff and that what went on. It was a good time to be into scooters and the music. Bits of both, yeah.
The most important thing we see is that in Quadrophenia, it's Brighton, but it's not Brighton. So the whole drama where Jimmy is in the court and the judge is making this very, very famous speech where the young people are called the Sawdust Caesars, in actual fact, did not happen in Brighton. That happened in Margate.
All skinheads were mods. Okay? All come from the mod scene. They went back to their original roots, they went back to council estate. The clothing still stays the same, slight different variations. They got into more of the ska music, but at the end of the day, I mean, you can go into any pub and it's a mix of music.
The seaside place that dominated the headlines this time was Margate. Rumour of invasion by undesirables was borne out. There they were on the beach, waiting apparently for somebody to start something. That suited the police. They said that the would-be troublemakers were well under observation so long as they stayed there. Reinforcements to the ranks of law and order seemed more than enough to cope with anything that might happen.
Right, the Mods and Rockers, yes. Whitsunday 1964. It was the second outbreak of Mods and Rockers. The first one was at Clacton. And Whitsun we saw 300 mods and 30 rockers. Doesn't sound much, does it really? But it was quite an event for Margate. A lot of it was stage managed because the papers actually paid the Mods and Rockers to fight, because it's the only way they could guarantee to get any pictures that would actually fit in with what they were putting out for publicity.
The scooter scene has got loads of different things. It's not just about mods and stuff like that. You've got obviously scooterists, skinheads, punks, everything. If you like scooters, everybody's on them. And then you get the that sort of scene, and then you get the Northern Soul scene, then you've got the Ska scene, then also you've got racing, people like racing scooters and partying. So it's just not all about, like the bikers are all bikes and nothing else, are they? But this is got so many little things going to it.
I've never seen you.
Been into it. I was into reggae, ska, soul, oi, all the things of being a skinhead, I suppose. Got into scooters, everyone did. Got into scooters and that, and yeah.
The sad thing is now you haven't got youth culture. I don't think you had the youth culture we used to have. Used to have in the 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s. They're all pretty much samey now, and they don't seem to have any sort of direction.
I think the key to it lies in the way that skinheads were perceived in the late 60s. In some ways they were seen as a sort of natural development out of mod culture, because you had this element in mod culture that's referred to as hard mods. which sort of developed into so-called skinheads.
Yeah, he was a mod.
I was a mod.
Yeah. And then he lost his mirrors going through a tunnel one day and decided to go skinhead.
Yeah.
But the skinhead culture was actually specific by itself approximately about 1968. And so what you get then is a sort of focus around territories. So it's very much linked to football and locality. And then of course you've got the hooligan element to it. And so what happens then is that skinheads get linked to violence, antisocial behaviour, racism. And so they pick up a really bad press.
With Margate now is that, I think for Margate is that it has more to offer because it has the old town, but you've got the Cliftonville part of it. You've got the music scene.
Yes.
You see, so as well as you've got, as you say, you've got DJs down here. You've got bands down here. You've got
Winter
so much going on. Dreamland. It's all building and building.
Everyone who was anyone in music was coming to Margate. So there was a great big music scene here between the Winter Gardens and Dreamland Rendezvous Club and Ballroom. So there was lots and lots of music going on.
What's it? The underdog when it comes to around this neck of the woods.
Yeah.
It's been the ugly sister, so to speak. now it's her
Was
time to
never
come
the
up.
belle of the ball.
Never the belle of the ball, but she's always been good.
Is great because it has something for everybody. It's a very artistic and vibrant atmosphere. They have lots of mod music, ska music, reggae music, house music. Any music you want to listen to, you will find it in Margate at some point over most weekends. Is very bohemian. There are lots and lots of vintage stores. Most people are into some kind of vintage clothing. There are quite a lot of young sort of 30-somethings all moving down here because they love the culture. It's quite urban, but it still has that seaside feel and country feel.
Best pub in Thanet, to be honest. Right, mixture of mods, skinheads, rockers. Years ago we wouldn't be seen in the same pub, same road, let alone the same pub. Skinhead, that's what it's all about. Music, reggae. That's what people misunderstand. Skinhead's all about reggae, Trojan ska. That's what it's all about to me. That's what they're playing now.